Picture this. You're running a tough construction job, hauling every single piece of lumber up a steep hill by hand. Suddenly, a rude parent parks in your only delivery spot, refuses to move, and tells you to just unload around me. What would you do? Well, I decided to give her exactly what she asked for, and she ended up in handcuffs. If you've ever dreamed of seeing instant karma served to someone who thought the rules didn't apply to them, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this is one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll ever hear. Let me set the scene. I'm a construction foreman, and my crew and I are building a house in one of the most inconvenient spots you can imagine. 250 feet up a hill, accessible only by a narrow footpath. Every single piece of material, from lumber to nails, has to be carried up by hand. It's backbreaking work, and the only thing that makes it bearable is having 2 reserved parking spots at the bottom of the hill for deliveries. But there's a catch. Half a block away, there's an elementary school, and every day, twice a day, parents ignore the no parking signs and use our spots for their own convenience. Most of the time, if we don't have a delivery, I let it slide. But when we do, I ask politely, and usually people move. Usually. Today was different. I got a call from the lumber delivery driver. He's 2 minutes out, carrying all the material we need to frame the roof. This is a huge delivery, and we need every inch of those parking spots. As I head down the hill, I spot a woman idling in her car, clearly waiting for her kid. I approach her window, put on my best customer service smile, and politely explain that she's in a no parking zone, and we need the spot for a delivery truck. She doesn't even look at me, just scoffs and says, "I'll just be a few minutes, and your truck isn't here. Take a chill pill, dude." Then she rolls up her window. Before I can even process her rudeness, the lumber truck rounds the corner. I wave him down and gesture toward the woman's car. She ignores me, so I wave again. She rolls her window down halfway and snaps, "What?" I ask her again, more firmly, to move her car. She rolls her eyes and says, "Can't you guys just unload around me? Jesus, it's not that hard." And that's when inspiration strikes. I give her a big, fake smile and walk away, a plan already forming in my mind. I tell the delivery driver to park as close to her as possible, boxing her in with the porta potty on one side and another parked car on the other. The driver grins. He knows exactly what I'm up to. We start unloading the lumber, stacking it right in front of her car. I call parking enforcement, not to get her in trouble, but to make sure we don't get in trouble for blocking part of the street. The officer says she'll be there in about 30 minutes. Meanwhile, the woman's kid shows up. She tries to get out of her car to meet him, but the truck is so close she can't open her door. She has to crawl across the seats and squeeze out the passenger side, shooting daggers at me and the driver. She loads her kid into the back, then realizes she's completely boxed in. She storms over, furious. "I'm in a big hurry. You need to move your damn truck right now so I can go." Before I can answer, the driver grins and says, "Ma'am, in order to unload the lumber, we had to unstrap it. Company policy says I can't move the truck with an unsecured load. Sorry." She loses it. "Fuck your policy! I have somewhere to be!" Right then, the parking enforcement officer arrives and parks behind the truck. The woman doesn't notice. While the officer is getting out, I turn to the woman and, with the biggest grin, say, "Can't you just pull out around it? It's not that hard." She realizes I just used her own words against her. Her face turns red with rage. "Fuck you!" she screams, then storms back to her car, crawling in through the passenger side again. The officer walks up to us, but before she can even introduce herself, the woman slams her car into reverse, floors it, and crashes straight into the porta potty. Then she throws it into drive, tries to mount the curb, and gets stuck, halfway on the sidewalk, wheels spinning. We're all just standing there stunned. The officer walks up to her window and orders her out of her car. The look on her face when she realizes she just did all of this in front of a cop? Priceless. The officer cuffs her right there on the curb. As she sits, screaming at the officers, she tries to claim we told her she could stay, that we never asked her to move. The officer just shakes her head and says, "Ma'am, I was the one who was called when you first refused to move. I know exactly what's going on." Turns out the woman was driving on a suspended license. She's charged with child endangerment, her kid was in the back seat the whole time, reckless driving, destruction of property for the porta potty, and, of course, driving on a suspended license. Her car gets towed, her kid goes home with grandma, and she gets a ride to the police station. As the lumber driver and I finish unloading, I can't help but feel a deep sense of satisfaction. She wanted us to just unload around her. So we did, and karma did the rest. Sometimes the people who think the rules don't apply to them need a little reminder. And sometimes the best revenge is just giving them exactly what they asked for. Plus, a little help from karma. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying instant karma you've ever witnessed? And of course, subscribe for more stories where justice is finally served. Until next time, don't let anyone park in your spot.